Now from the Weather Tracker TV Storm Studios, this is your weather today. Here's Chief Meteorologist William Cole.
All right, folks, here we go now on this back to work Monday. And it was a wet, stormy overnight and a wet, stormy start to your morning commute as well. We're tapering off the rain now as we go through the morning, but as we get into the afternoon, there's one more low end. That's a 20% opportunity of a couple stray showers around. We'll be topping out in the lower 70s before eventually a cold front comes through. And then we're talking about a cooler next couple of days. How cool? I'm going to answer that question and also talk about our next opportunity of some showers in the area as well. Again, more on that obviously over the next few minutes. But this is what we did overnight. And again, very early this morning, again, you can see a lot of locations, a half an inch, 3/4 of an inch, all that right there looking real nice. And even here locally in Dallas County, again, just kind of based off some radar estimates, again, give or take right around an inch of rain. I'll put this on the mobile app. You can look at it a little more detail, again, a little bit later on this morning. So rain, like I mentioned, continues to push off to the east. And really, as that happens, like I mentioned, the bulk of the active precipitation, meaning the outright rain, the outright thunderstorm activity, that's going to be pushing over towards the Arklatex. But it is worth mentioning, look off to our northwest. This is an outright snowstorm from parts of our Texas panhandle, the Oklahoma panhandle, all the way up into parts of the high plains of western Kansas. And this cold front, the secondary blue line you're seeing, that's what's eventually going to be arriving as we go through the day. And not that it's going to be a blast of cold air, but where it's coming from, there absolutely is some cold air. The front will continue to modify, meaning it will continue to become a little bit milder as it works its way into North Texas. But again, this is a batch of some pretty cold air, again, especially for this time of year. And again, obviously behind the front, because of the cold air, that's one of the reasons why we're talking about a fairly significant snowstorm, again, off to our northwest, all having to do with this big, deep storm trough, right? This is a broad troughing pattern, and eventually this is going to begin to come out. And on Wednesday, not that we have higher end rain chances, but Wednesday looks a little bit cloudier. And again, there could be a few passing showers from time to time. And Wednesday also appears to still be kind of a cooler day as well. So we're going to be watching this trough really over the next couple of days. That's what it's all about. It continues to push off to the east. And then behind it, we have a ridging pattern building in. You can see the bump in the jet stream. That's quiet weather. In fact, it appears as though we're going to have quiet weather even into the weekend. And then we're going to be watching by early next week, Monday, maybe Tuesday, literally like 1 week from right now. There's our next weather maker just over my shoulder. The timing's not locked in. And the impacts to our forecast, whether we're talking about rainstorms, maybe severe weather, that is not locked in either. But right now it appears as though, again, 1 week from today, Monday, would be our next, more in the way of major storm system arriving in the area. So speaking of major active weather, it's not here, right? We had the risk of severe weather overnight. Luckily, we only had one severe thunderstorm warning yesterday evening. It was mainly just rain and thunderstorm activity. But again, today, as that, again, weather maker continues to push off to the east, there it is. You see a possible to a more likely opportunity of severe weather with even tornadoes possible, again, to our east. We taper off that rain quickly as we go through the morning. You look at this and you may think we're completely done, but here comes that cold front. And again, you can see by late afternoon heading into the evening, again, could we have a couple isolated showers, 20% shot there? Not impossible. Once that moves on through, we're dry. And then, like I mentioned, we do begin to turn cooler tonight and into tomorrow as well. So today, again, wide-ranging temperatures. We'll be up around 70 locations off to the north, where the front does begin to move into earlier in the afternoon, maybe struggling through the 60s. Again, you can see for any kind of evening plans, there's that 20% shot I was talking about, and temperatures eventually drifting off into the 50s by 9 p.m. But then we've got some 30s to right around 40. Everyone stays above freezing, but again, these are some chillier temperatures. That's the way we're going to begin our Tuesday, and even with bright sunshine tomorrow, with that pretty chilly northerly wind coming in, temperatures are not going to move a whole lot, 50s to right around 60. And again, you can see we begin to slowly rebound the temperatures on Wednesday, but more clouds on Wednesday. There are the showers I was talking about. And then truly by this upcoming weekend, we quickly begin to rebound the temperatures back into some lower to mid 80s before that next more significant storm system arrives by the early part of next week. More coming up.